Hello. Hello. I'm Helen Bagnall, one of the founders of the festival. This is Dickon Towns, one of the founders of the festival, and over there I'm sure you can see is Pauline Lord, our head of logistics and one of the founders of the festival too. It's really lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I hope you've been okay since we've seen you last. It's been such strange times, and we are so pleased that we get to see everyone at Also, and we're so happy that we get to do it. It really is brilliant. But we wanted a chance to talk to you about how it can work, and I'm sure you want to know exactly what you can do to keep yourself safe and to have the best Also experience that you can have. And I just want to say thank you so much to all of you for your incredible support. It's been so amazing, allowing us just to keep our nerve with Also over the last couple of months. Thank you. And your communications have been so kind and so respectful and really understanding that we're in the middle of this global pandemic, and we really appreciate it. Please let's keep it that way. I mean, we are lucky in a way because since the beginning of 7 years ago, for those of you who haven't been before, we've had this incredible get involved, let's do this together ethos, and this year it's going to be like that again, and perhaps a little bit more. There's Eloise and Tom who are on our cooperative too, we run Also as a cooperative. So let me tell you how it's going to work. Also is going to follow the same sort of structure as our digital festival, which I'm sure some of you were at May. So we're going to have kind of a wellness in the morning to open us up. We're going to have talks in the kind of morning and early afternoon on the Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have workshops and walks. We just booked an incredible Chaucer walk with a comedian. It's going to be brilliant. And all kinds of wellness and workshops in the afternoon. And then we're kind of rolling into sort of DJ sets, acoustic, some electronic artists, and into the evening. So it is the same sort of structure. We've got the Cabaret Fantastique, our brilliant cabaret session on Friday night to open us up as well. And for those of you who don't really know who you're going to be hearing over the weekend, Juliet and I are going to be doing Gigantic on the Friday night, where we talk through the whole of the festival, giving you a kind of overview of what you might want to see so that you can sort of pick your way through. So that's that for in terms of how it's going to work. But really tonight it's going to be half an hour that is really Ask Us Anything. We've had loads of questions come in that I've already got in front of me, so we're going to start with them. But if there are any others, please email them in or just put your hand up and we'll go to you, and we'll try and get through as many as we can. Okay, so I've got a question from Penny Kirk, and this is one for Pauline, I think. Can you tell us a bit about how we get on site to Also?
I can. Hello, everyone. So yeah, it's going to be obviously possibly a little bit longer getting on site this year. So again, we're going to ask for people's patience to bear with us. Normally it's a fairly smooth, quick process, but obviously we've got to put a few things in place to keep us COVID compliant and keep everyone safe. So the first thing that will happen is everyone is going to be temperature checked on the way in. So we'll do this as quickly as possible. So everyone will stay in their cars and we'll come to you with the temperature gun the right word? Temperature check. Yeah, so we'll test everyone's temperature. So the key thing with this is, I think the magic number is 37.8. Anyone over that, you and your party unfortunately won't be allowed on site. That's just government regulation. We've also have a note to say that just because your temperature is within normal range, it doesn't mean that everyone is now COVID free and that's all completely safe. It's just one of the factors. So we still need to maintain all the other elements as well, and any other symptoms that you may get over the weekend. So first thing, temperature check on the way in. There's two different entrances. So you will either arrive at the top car park, and this is the one where you will park your car there for the weekend and you walk down onto site. If you're arriving at that entrance, you'll go in, as I said, you'll have your temperature checked. You can then go and park your car. Then you nominate one person from your car to go to the check-in desk. That's where we ask you to wear a mask for that person who's queuing, socially distanced queues. When you get to that desk, give over your name. You'll be handed your pack, which will have your wristbands and other details in. All of those packs will have been put together more than 72 hours before you arrive to keep that safe. Once you've got all that, you go back to your car, put everyone in their wristbands, and then you can make your way down onto site. The other entrance, which is where if you've booked camper van or you've booked a car pass, slightly sort of easier here, I think. So again, temperature checked is your sort of first queue. Then you'll be called forward again to stay in your car. No one needs to leave your car at this entrance. So someone will come to you, ask your name, we'll go and get you checked in, get your envelope, get your wristbands, and then you'd be allowed to drive straight onto site. So there's sort of no contact there. For both of these things, I think everyone should have been sent or received rather an email asking you to pre-register your details. So if you can do this beforehand, this will speed up the process for everyone. So this is the COVID compliance. So we've got everyone's details for track and trace. So if you haven't done that, you'll just have to wait a little bit longer while we gather all that information. So if everyone can do that beforehand, then it really is a fairly straightforward process that we're sort of managing on the way in.
Thank you, Pauline. Pauline's our head of logistics, and she's been through absolutely every single element of everything that we're doing in the festival, as has Dickon too. And this has been run through all of the agencies that are able to look at our event plan and our risk assessment and tell us how we're doing. So this is everything that we are saying has been signed off by NHS, Health and Safety Environmental Agency, the local council, fire brigade and police. So, and that's an ongoing process. So every day, every time there's anything else that comes through, we have to go back in and change absolutely everything. So we're constantly moving and constantly updating. And that's why Pauline's looking so knackered.
I'm very hot. I'm sorry.
This is being recorded, so I know some people came in late. If you know, it's not the most interesting content we've ever done. Sorry, Pauline, but it is recorded, so you are able to go back and look at it from the beginning. We should also say we've got really reduced numbers this year. I think we're about 30% of the capacity that has been signed off. So actually, the coming through will take less time than it sounds, because there are so less of us than fewer than us. Than normal, and also we are encouraging people to bring cars because it's just easier. Not great for the environment, we'll deal with that later, but it's just easier. And people want to bring cars on site, then you can bring kind of as much stuff as you need to sort of make yourself comfortable. The theme for this year is a place in the country, and that is, you know, kind of a bit tongue-in-cheek, and you really are, you know, if you're bringing a car, bring everything that you might need: duvets, jackets, yoga mats, wetsuits, whatever you want. It's the year to really go for it, make it your place in the country. Thank you, Pauline. Actually, you answered that question a little bit. We've got another question from Lizzie, and it is, do I have to wear a mask?
So obviously it's an outdoor festival, so not all of the time. What we are asking people to do is, wherever there's likely to be a queue, such as bar, info tent, bookshop, toilets, all of the food outlets, we ask that you wear a mask and obviously respect the 2-metre social distancing in those queues. So the only places that you're required to wear one is if you are in a queue at those points.
Thank you. A question from Hayley, I think. Can you explain about the private toilets, Dickon?
I can certainly can, yes.
Glamorous question.
So yes, it's a fantastic innovation we've come up with this year. Your own private portaloo for, I think, a bargain price of £60, which is what we're going to do is we're going to spread those around the campsite, and they will be exclusive to you and your group. So nobody else can use them. It means you have your own private toilet for the duration of the festival, which is obviously great because festival toilets are not necessarily known as the most lovely things in the world. Also from a COVID point of view, just one less vector for transmission. So if that's something that you would want, then those are on the website. Having said that, we have always prided ourselves on having fantastic toilets as festivals go.
We spend more per capita than any other festival
on toilets.
On toilets.
We do. We will obviously, of course, be having general toilets, and they're going to be cleaned throughout the day, throughout the whole weekend. So we'll be following a kind of cleaning procedure that fits in with reducing the spread of the virus. And I think that's it.
But if you can get your own, great.
If you can get your own, great. Yeah.
There's a bit of lake for you.
I really wish I was there.
Okay, we've got a question from Jez. Can you tell us how social distancing will work at the festival? Pauline?
So I think our advice on this is, you know, the same as it does for you sort of now in your everyday life. I think, you know, we're all following the government guidelines such as they are at the moment. We'll be reviewing these obviously right until the point. of the festival. But just because we're an event, it doesn't mean there are any lesser restrictions on how we have to social distance or how we have to interact with other people. As Helen's mentioned, we've reduced the numbers this year, so there's far fewer people. For those of you who know the site, we've got a beautiful, beautiful, huge site. So there's at no point are there going to be any moments when everyone has to cram together to see something on stage or to look at the lake or to see any of the moments that we're creating. So we've sort of carefully thought that through. So there's plenty of space to social distance. So it's just to follow the government guidelines at the moment. So again, you can meet up to, I think 6 at the moment, isn't it, outside, as long as you're 2 meters apart. You can form a bubble with one of the household. So that's the same things apply at the festival. Where we've got the main stage, we're going to be mowing out little squares, I believe.
Yes.
Or unless you're creative.
I want stars.
You're not having stars.
Okay.
We're still debating what that's going to be, but we're going to be, so that would be the only place I think where everyone would be together, as it were, to watch something. But we'll be mowing out squares, so you and your family or your bubble will be a safe distance from another family and their bubble.
And to add to that, this year we're having a huge video wall, 5-meter video wall, so that will allow people to see from greater distance what's happening on stage. So there won't be that necessity to be kind of up front and all kind of crammed together.
And I have to say as well, I mean, I think we obviously, we're not really the kind of festival that likes to be particularly the word sort of authoritarian about what people have to do. So I think we have to do this on trust. It goes back to us working together. So we will have people available and we've got security. So if we do see something that does look like it's verging on unsafe or breaking those rules, we will have a quiet word and try and resolve it. But ideally we don't want to be in a position where we're having to manage that. We sort of would expect everyone to kind of manage that safely themselves, really.
Yeah, I think I think we do really want, social distancing is really up to us.
Yeah,
all of us. Yeah.
Plenty of space on site, so there's no real reason for there to be groups of people actually at all. So
yeah. And we don't want other people enforcing it for other people. I think, just move away if it's I don't think we can enforce it, as Pauline just said. But what we can say is that we're in 50 acres. It's a huge site. And last year our theme touched on a lot of the beginnings of ideas around really using nature to recover from difficult situations, to reset yourself, to help with mental health, to just have a really wonderful resetting time in nature. And this is a great year for it. There's lots of stuff in our program to really help this, and it's so beneficial. We've all been through such a strange time. It's a great time for a really lovely weekend in the most fantastic natural setting. And again, lots of people who've just come in, so this is being recorded, so if you want to, you can watch it from the beginning again. Pauline, I think you just covered this, but we're coming in a group. Can we camp together?
So yes, again, it would be, I think, up to 2 families there, or 2 groups together. So we're treating it like it, again, current regulations at the moment are you allowed into one other household. So it's similar rules apply. So you'd be allowed to have one other household or group next to your campsite. Other than that, we are asking people to camp at least 10 meters away from other campers. Again, we've got plenty of space to do that. But if you are coming with friends or a different group, we'd ask that, again, that sort of has to be self-managed, but it is following current government guidelines with one other party.
Brilliant. And if you want to do it, and you have got the finances to do it, it's a great year to glamp. They're all going up very soon, because obviously they've all got to go up 72 hours before we've got to get the sheep off the field, and lots of things you don't need to worry about. But there still is a couple of days if you want to get a glamp. I think we're going to close them at 5 o'clock on Thursday, and that's dead. Normally we can play around with dates after that, but that will be the cut-off point. So if if you want to do that, or any of your friends want to do it, it's a great year to do it, and they'll all be 10 meters apart. Yeah, okay. Lovely one from Sue. Can we stay Sunday night? Pauline?
Oh, it'll be Under Dicker one. Yes, so the answer is yes. The festival officially does close at 8 p.m. on the Sunday, though. So there are a few things to note. Ideally, if you could pop us an email to let us know that you're planning on doing it, just so we do have a sense of numbers. So technically, the festival finishes at 8 o'clock. So there's not going to be food outlets open, or if there is, it would be very reduced. So it's at your own risk as well that you sort of stay Sunday night. So yes, welcome to stay. We understand it's a bank holiday, but the festival officially finishes at 8 o'clock.
And I would add to that by 10 o'clock, people would need to leave, because then we start dismantling the site.
On the Monday?
On the Monday, yes. 10 o'clock in the morning, Monday.
There will be toilets available, so I should say. So there will... is that the... I forgot to mention. So when I say no facilities, we will not lock the toilets, don't worry. They will still be open. The food outlets might, I know one of them thinking they're sort of wanting to close at 5, but I think just if you're going to be eating Sunday night, don't assume that there's going to be food there at sort of 9, 10 o'clock at night. They just won't be. So.
Okay, we've got a question from Leora, and that is, can we go swimming?
Yeah, well, you can do that, can't you?
Yeah, of course. Wild swimming is a huge part of it. I mean, it's it's a wild site, so we have to have lifeguards in, and it's a huge moment where we have to have everything. We have to have lifeguards and look after you really well in the water. So we have fixed hours where you can go wild swimming. But it's an absolutely amazing experience, and that's both days, isn't it? Saturday and
so 2 till 4 on Saturday and 2 till 4 on Sunday. So we know the lake is obviously incredibly inviting, especially in weather like this. But we really do ask that you respect that, because, like I said, it's such a wild swimming is so beautiful, but it's also it does err on a slight dangerous side. So it does need to be managed. But we'll have lifeguards on site, so it's very, very safe, and for those 2 hours a day. We do recommend, actually, because again, it's the beauty of it is it's a wild site, but because of that, on the way in and the floor of it can be a bit sort of tricky and difficult on the feet. So we recommend if you bring thick socks, or if you've got any old shoes or anything like that, that's what we sort of recommend you to bring, just to sort of help protect your feet.
Yeah, I went in today and I always wear socks. It really, really helps. Question just come in, sounds brilliant. Can I volunteer? Do you need help?
Yeah, no, we all, we couldn't put the festival on without volunteers, as something we've always said. They're a key part to us doing it, and we sort of love having people as part of the team. There's 2 ways that we offer the volunteers. There's a volunteer ticket, and this is a sort of heavily reduced entry price to the festival of £50, and for that's in exchange for just 1 shift. So it depends on how much you want to give of your time over the weekend. If you'd like a reduced price ticket and you're happy to just do 1 shift for us, that's £50. Or there's full volunteer, which again you get sort of free entry to the festival, in exchange for sort of 2 or 3 shifts depending on role and the hours. And at the moment that's varied in terms of helping with workshops. It's going to be stewarding, getting cars on site, helping out with the process of getting everyone off site, and workshops, bit of artist liaison. So there's sort of various roles, but yes, we're always open to extra help.
I've just got a question come through to me privately, so I won't say the person's name, but the question is, can you clarify that glamping, if you book on it, is available to the Monday morning, as long as we vacate by 10 a.m. Yes, that's absolutely fine. Yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you. Pauline, is that one done?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
We can also volunteer before the festival, actually, I should say. Sorry, that's more. I was thinking, so there's an opportunity to help with the setup, and actually help Tom as well with the setup and build. So if anyone is more that way inclined, you're very welcome to do that as well.
It can be a really nice thing helping build. I always think that people in the city could come up and work in the city, come up and do some build for the week before, and then you're free for the festival. Anyway, we've got a question from me. And this is about food, and I can just explain what's happening about food. Food's a massive part of the festival. It's always been right at the heart. We work with Rebecca Otero and James Knight, who are based in Ibiza, and they've put our food together since the beginning of the festival. We tried to keep the heart of it in also this year. It's really difficult. We're not allowed a kitchen. So what we have done, we've got some really lovely concessions. We've got Red Banger, who knows the festival really, really well. We've got Pizza Love, who are fantastic. They were there last year. And we have got a deli that Rebecca is running, and she's putting together hampers of kind of like fresh food and breakfast stuff and over the course of the weekend, and then a more sort of like specialized with Brindisa, really beautiful hamper. So this means that we can have one big food event for people who like that kind of thing on the Saturday afternoon, early evening, kind of aperitif thing up at the lake stage. Hopefully we'll get us a nice acoustic guitarist or something up there as well, or a DJ. And so it'll be a music played picnic that you can buy your hamper from the deli. It'll just be filled with really beautiful food. I think we've got a meat, a vegetarian and vegan option, and then you can go up, the hostess will show you to your socially distant area, and you can just set up for the afternoon there. You can bring, I think we could get tables there, but if you want to bring tablecloths, blankets or raincoats and umbrellas, bring it all. And then you can be set up there, so at least we can do a really gorgeous kind of like hosted hamper, really beautiful food event, so we really keep the heart of that. Despite all the constrictions, we really wanted to do that.
Very important. We've got coffee, don't forget. Stop the Press coffee.
We've got Stop the Press coffee. We did the coffee last year, and then do an absolutely mean espresso martini if that's your thing, and a couple of options of really gorgeous breakfasts as well. So someone's just asked, can we bring and eat our own food on site, or only food for the vendors? We think a bit of both. We really hope you support the concessions. They're pretty much, it's their only gig of the whole summer. And they're coming out to just do us, as obviously they have to change their offering very much to make sure that it's compliant, but that's what the food is. So yes, please do bring stuff that we're not going to be able to cater for you, but have a look on the site at Rebecca's Deli. You'll see the hampers that she's offering. I think one of them's breakfast stuff, and it's got fruit and veg and enough to have really lovely stuff, either family stuff or friend stuff across the weekend, even if you've got no cooking facilities. And of course snacks and stuff, you want to bring them, or the stuff you want to eat, bring it in, that's fine. But if you can support the concessions, great, and they will be there, and it will be delicious. But is that okay, Pauline?
Yep.
Okay.
And ice cream. Sorry. Ice cream, of course, I forgot. We have ice cream.
Don't forget that.
Ice cream is amazing. The buffalo ice cream, so good. Yeah, everyone loves that, and milkshakes, and again, it's his only gig of the whole summer, so yeah, that would be really lovely. Someone just said again privately to me, how many people are you expecting to attend? Also, would be 600, we think.
We're capped at 600, so it will be at the very most that.
Yeah, we're not there yet, so there's still some space if there's people that you want to come. Yeah, we're definitely not going to be over. Can we bring our own booze? A bit. I mean, the mechanics of the festival are difficult. We really do need the bars supported. I think we're going to try and get the Rum Shack up for those of you that are interested in that. So we will have a cocktail bar and a few disco sets down there, and that is really good fun. But again, we do we prefer if you didn't, but understand that that you might want to. Is that right?
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Lisa.
Oh, you have to unmute yourself.
Oh.
There we go. Thank you. Classic error. Got an admin query. We've booked the Hippie Heights Hotel for the family. This is the first time that we're coming to the festival, so we're very excited. I booked it via PayPal at the end of July, the 27th of July. And I haven't had like an official confirmation from Also. So all I've got at the moment is my PayPal receipt. So I just wanted to check, should I be expecting a PDF ticket I can print out?
The chances are, I don't know if your PayPal email address is on an old account or something, but that's what it gets sent to. So it might be in a junk folder in an old email account. If you forward your PayPal receipt to there's an address on the website, which is ticketing@also-festival.com.
Okay,
I will have a look at that and make sure that gets out to you.
thanks very much.
No worries.
Yes, we can't help that, unfortunately. It just goes automatically to the PayPal. Sorry.
But
No, that's fine. Thank you. As long as I know what to do, that's fine.
I've definitely seen your name on the list of bell tents, so don't worry for the Safari Hotel. So I know I've definitely got a tent, don't you worry.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pauline knows everything that everyone is doing by name. We did get to that point.
I mean, that is absolutely amazing that you recognise my name and you've just got it all in your head.
Yeah, we do. Actually, on that, those of you who are doing workshops, there's absolutely amazing workshops. The more people who book on in advance, the more we know that we can book other stuff on. It's going to be difficult for our people to, normally people turn up and then decide what they want to do. That's going to be more difficult this year. So if you are able to take a look at the programme and book on the things you want to do, I think it'll help absolutely everyone. We will send out the programme to people who've already bought programmes tomorrow, and then at the latest to everyone else on Thursday. And then the programme is set. So you might want to wait before you do that, so you can sort of begin to plan your day and see what you might want to do. But do book on, because then we can do more. Okay, I'm getting to the end of my questions I have sent in. I know. Just got this one here from Lizzie, and it says, "Is it true? Are the Surrey Bridge are Surrey Bridge playing?"
The Surrey Women's Bridge Club.
The Surrey Women's Bridge Club.
Well,
sorry.
I'm glad you asked that, Lizzie, whoever you are. Because yes,
They are. Okay. That's Dickens' DJ set, and Lizzie is his mum. So hope
plant. We have had another question.
Yes.
So this says, you mentioned arrival by car. Please can you give some additional information if arriving by train or taxi? We are in Hippie Heights. Yes, we have a taxi company who works for the festival every year. We can give out his contact details and you can arrange a time for him to pick you up. He is fully COVID compliant and has screens set up in their cabs. And the nearest station is Leamington Spa if you're coming from there. If you're coming to Hippie Heights, I would recommend that you ask him to drop you at the public entrance rather than the artist liaison entrance, because that will be a shorter walk down to the Hippie Heights tents.
And I would still say that the same process applies in that sense. And I'll warn, so he's called Jim, it's Jim's Red Taxis, and I'll warn him of this. So again, he will, so if you go to that top entrance, again, he'll drive you in, temperature check everyone. And then I still would recommend that only one person from your party gets out of the taxi, goes to get your wristbands, and then you can all make your way down on site. So I'll pre-warn him that he may just have to wait a little bit for that process to happen. But as Dickens said, he's worked with the festival for 4 or 5 years now, so he knows up and is completely COVID compliant with his taxi.
Yeah, that has been the advantage of having done this. This is now our 7th year. It's, you know, we've worked so closely with so many of the people we work with that we've really been able to develop, you know, really safe COVID compliance structures with them. It's been great. We're coming to the end of the half an hour. I thought I saw, was it you, Jess? Yeah. Hello.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Jess.
It was just on planning of workshops. Pauline, for volunteers, when do you anticipate you'll be able to send out sort of the schedule of what you're volunteering over the weekend?
Oh, Jess.
What do my spreadsheets? So yeah, that's a work in progress at the moment. But what I do always say actually is, once you've seen the program, if there's anything on there that you really want to do, then just let me know and I will work around it where possible. So I can be really flexible with that. So that will be coming out to you soon. But yeah, honestly, let me know if there's anything. Same for all volunteers. If there's anything that you really got your eye on, just let me know and I can work around that. So.
Great, thank you.
Oh, Sarah.
Sarah, you have to unmute yourself.
Trying, guys.
Unmute. There we go. Hi.
Sorry about that. Very quickly. So if you have another household that you want to camp with, and you're in the camper, van, stroke, car park, tent fields, how easy will it be to camp next to them?
Right, yes.
So
So,
we need to specifically.
yeah, I can answer that. So this year we're not segregating the car and camper van area because everybody's going to need to be spread out. We are just having general camping across site. We will have sort of access points, for, sort of access channels for people to get their cars down. And we ask that once you're on site, you don't take your car off site again, but that will allow you to camp next to people who either have not come in a car or have come in a camper van or whatever.
Brilliant, thank you. And just one other quick one was children that didn't require a paid for ticket but have needed a ticket. I remember that being said, and I think I asked something about on an email, but I'm not sure if I got a response or if it.
Okay, so we sent out last week an email asking you to register all your party who are coming. So if you haven't had that, have a look in your spam folder because it might be in there. If not, drop us a line at info@also-festival.com. But yes, there's a form basically on the website where you can fill in all your details, including children who aren't covered by a ticket.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thanks.
And that's just because we have to know everyone who's on site, Sarah.
Yeah. And just to say on that, all that data, we keep it for 21 days, and then it's all wiped. So that's as per government guidelines.
Brilliant. Thank you.
No worries.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I think that's it. It's quite a long session. Like I say, anyone who's coming late, sorry, not late, anyone who's joined us or wants to watch this later, or if you want to send it on to anyone who's coming that couldn't make it, this has been recorded.
Yeah, so we'll stick it up on the blog or the Facebook page and email a link. We'll email a link.
We've got so many messages because obviously we've done kind of 8 months of planning in 3 weeks as much as we can, so there's been so much information to get out. We will be sending emails out, not loads, but just trying to get through a lot of the messages that we really want you to see. But I think we've covered so much of this tonight, and also we'll be doing absolutely everything we can. There's so many people on this call who are also really working to make this an absolutely incredible we're so lucky to be doing it, and we're giving it everything that we can totally safely, and we want us all to have the most amazing weekend together.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah, and there's, in terms of the content, there's just so many ideas for how we can live post what we've been through. And I think it'll be a really interesting way of kind of reconsidering and resetting. I hope so anyway.
Yeah. Jess, you've still got your hand up. Is that just from before? Yeah. No. Okay. Excellent.
See you here.
Yes. See you in a couple of weeks.
Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I should have got a photo.